When Mark and I started VantagePoint Church, we believed God was asking us to plant a church with a simple mission: to be a church for the people of this community, a place where the lost, the let down, and the looking could find hope, grace. We had this phrase, this tagline that God had impressed on our hearts from the very beginning. We were to be living proof of loving God to the world around us. And that vision has served us well over these past 6 years. You know, the story of VantagePoint Church is really the story of God's faithfulness and favor. As the city of Eastvale grew, I remember being worried if VantagePoint would ever take off. Would this community accept us? I remember being worried about whether we'd have enough money to start and where it would come from. I remember being worried about whether we'd ever find a place to meet. But all the while, God was saying, "My plans for you are so much greater than your own. Trust me and see what I will do." And He did. From day one, we've never wanted for a thing. God has provided everything we could need and more. We've been given amazing places to meet. First River Heights Intermediate, and now in the beautiful theater at Roosevelt High School. In just a little over 6 years, we've grown to be a church that sees 1,200 people come through the doors every Sunday. We have over 300 children, over 100 junior high and high school students each week, and we're still growing. We've seen hundreds of people baptized and come to Christ. We've touched literally tens of thousands with God's love through random acts of kindness and large community outreach events. And yeah, it's been a lot of work, but it's pretty obvious God has been working even harder. In fact, God's plan for VantagePoint Church is so much bigger than ours and goes back so much further than we ever imagined. See, while we were wondering where we were going to meet, God had already picked out a place for us. This place right here. In fact, before VantagePoint Church even existed, there was a family who owned this property. And while we were in negotiations to purchase it from them, they told us this story. They said that years before, they had been praying that if God ever moved them to sell this property, that they would be able to sell it to a church. They prayed that there would be a church built on their land. They were praying for us. And what's even more humbling is to think that when God made this place, He made it with us in mind. And if that doesn't get you excited about what God has in store for us here, I don't know what will. So 2 years ago, through your generosity and God's providence, VantagePoint purchased 8500 Archibald Street. It's an amazing property with the best view in Eastvale. We believe God is calling us now to take possession of this land and build our future home. The church campus that we build on this property will be the single greatest tool we will ever have to be living proof of a loving God to our community. We're working hard to design a campus that is open to our community every day of the week, that literally draws them in by giving them a place to hang out, to play, to relax, to grow, to worship, and find community. Our new home will not only enable us to reach far more people than we could ever hope to where we are, it will also be home base for a whole new movement of planting new churches and reaching further than we ever could have. It will be the catalyst that helps us get where God plans for us to go. And we're excited about what this property will eventually become. We will have not only state-of-the-art worship centers where thousands of adults and kids can hear about Jesus, but also classrooms for church and community groups. We'll have a cafe and seating areas where people can come and use our free Wi-Fi to work and connect with others. This will be a community space. There will even be a splash pad for kids and families to come and enjoy. And did we mention the amazing view? You know, there are only 2 churches that own property in the entire city of Eastvale, and we're one of them. But there are over 40,000 people in this city alone who don't go to church. When you include the cities and communities around us, you can see the huge need, the huge opportunity that we have right now to impact this area for Christ. Guys, this land, our future home, it's a game changer. And yes, it's going to take lots of hard work and prayer and commitment from every single one of us. And so we want to thank all of you for coming on this journey with us. VantagePoint Church, I hope you're ready, because here we go.